afternoon, everyone, and a warm welcome to Hampton Downs. Yes, as the boys were saying, it's an absolutely glorious day here. Jonathan Green alongside me, Ronan Murphy. Looking forward to this one, and the reason why I think I would say that we're looking forward to this more than perhaps any other race that we've had so far this season is we're a little bit nonplussed, aren't we? We watched qualifying, we did qualifying, and we can't work out what's going on down there and who's fast and why. Let's take a look at the grid. The reason why is Arthur Braun is pole position, but then it's a whole Team Mackenzie effort. Zach Blinko, Justin Allen, and Harry Townsend. That's your top four. Cooper Barnes, the youngster, is in fifth, and then Josh Bethune is in sixth. Then it's Lachlan Everett of Australia, seventh. Hayden Lyons, eighth. Cameron Hill, Emerson Vincent, already a winner this season. Jet Murray in the next row, and then Blake Knowles and Hugo Allen. And that's what's starting us to make wonders, is that all the three there, Hayden Backrus as well, John Penny, are not where they should be. And then it's Malin and Cormac Murphy and Simon Hunter, AJ Giddy, the youngster, Mallard. Thomas Mallard had a great qualifying but is way down. Will Morton likewise, and Christine All-West having problems, but Ronan, you were telling me she changed cars overnight, but it hasn't really given the effect she wanted. But why are we nonplussed?
Yeah, it's quite perplexing, isn't it, Jonathan? Like, there hasn't really been a form guide all week. And, you know, we had our championship leader, Hugo Allen. He was very fast on the Thursday test sessions. He was practically unstoppable.
John Penny was quick.
John Penny put a stop to that in the final session. But then yesterday we had a range of different cars, range of different teams up towards the pointy end of the field. And then we go qualifying this morning, and Arthur Braun, the rookie to the championship, he put out an absolute belter of a lap time, a 1 minute 48, the only car in the 48.9 to take the pole today. And like you said before, there is a trend. The Mackenzie Motorsport cars seem to have the setup dialed. They're on the pole. Zach Blinko's on the outside. They're also in a Mackenzie car. And then Harry Townsend, shout out to him. Best qualifying result for him there in P4, also in a Mackenzie car. So a bit of a team, real team effort there between those guys to take three of the top four positions. But obviously it's going to be all eyes sort of through the whole field as we see 26 cars gridding up, and another notable, our championship leader Hugo Allen there in 14th place. So he's going to be one to watch. As talking to him earlier, it sounds like they've got quite a good race car. So he's pretty pumped to get into this and try and make up a few spots.
Yeah, we're going to be keeping an eye on that battle for 12th, 13th, and 14th, see how far they can come forward, because those are the guys that showed in round one. Now they've got some real work to do, but it is the man we'll watch. And we'll watch for the lights to come on. This is race one. Strong wind of 11 kilometers earlier today, and it's about the same now, although the breeze has gone down. The pole man, Braun, 6th in the championship at the moment with 115 points, just behind John Penny. He awaits the start as we do. On come the lights. Out go the lights. Away we go. And it's a run to the first corner. Good start from Justin Allen in the Napa. Goes to the inside and dives into the hole shot. Almost. He just holds on there. He may still do this side by side as they head out of turn one. But a great start from Justin Allen.
Yeah, and a bit of an average start there for the pulse at Arthur Braun. He just didn't quite get it off the line. A good reaction time, but probably just didn't quite get the clutch slip right. But as we see, Justin Allen's taken the lead, one of the more experienced drivers in the series. And Zach Blinko's trying to go around the outside. Harry Townsend's done a great job to get himself up to third place there in the Bayswater car. There's a bit of action going on further back there. We've got someone off the road.
Yep, bit of grass.
That's actually our pole setter, Arthur Braun, so he's gone off the track.
Oh, disaster for him.
Yeah, and he's lost quite a number of positions there as he's trying to build back up the speed there. We can also see Hugo Allen's there further back trying to capitalise on that. Emerson Vincent as well, one of the race winners from round one.
Yeah, he's dropped to 10th place after that shenanigan on the grass there, so disaster, and he's still, and there's more battling in the midfield as well. Wow, they're using all the track and more. But Blinko leads the way at the moment. Justin Allen slots into second. Townsend third. Really good start and entertaining stuff. We've lost the pole man. He's got work to do. And we'll keep an eye bit by bit on where Blake Knowles and Chris White. Chris White already up to 10th position. Hugo Allen still in 14th. John Penny still 15th. They've got work to do, but we concentrate on Blinko at the front at the moment as they head down to complete this first lap.
Yeah, and he just did a great job, didn't he, Jonathan, off the line there on the outside of the front row, on the racing line, managed to get a good jump and take the lead. As we look further back, actually, there's a couple of cars a bit further back.
Yeah.
bit of maybe controversy on the first lap. A couple of cars there looking with a little bit mangled in the front, bit of contact nose to tail on that first lap, as we see coming up the straight there, Simon Hunter and Thomas Mallard, 2 of the Race Lab entries going side by side. They've got Mason Potter and Caleb Byers right in behind.
Fastest lap from Chris White, a 1:53.5 to set him in motion. He's now up to 7th. He's the man in motion. But where is Bakarus? He's 14th. He's got 1 place up. And I'm focusing on him because he won the first race at Topor and looked like he was going to be one of the favourites. But he's struggling today. Justin Allen pops out on the outside. He's not going to make it all the way around the outside there, so he slots back into 2nd. Townsend still 3rd.
Yeah, and it's obviously heating up there at the front there. The syndicate, has got one off the road.
Just gets it back. There's enough cement out there where he could just get a wheel on the dirt and not make it effective.
Yeah, and as I was saying before, the car there in 2nd place, Justin Allen, driving for Syndicate Motorsport, he seems to have a heap of pace in that car as he's up the inside, and he's just taken the lead, but he's not going to have the inside for the double B corner.
No, and he's going to lose out to Blinko this time, and he does. But this is good racy stuff from Justin Allen, 4th in the championship. I spoke to him earlier in the weekend, and he was kind of satisfied with how Topor had gone. And back to 2nd he goes, though.
You see all these GR86s squirming under brakes going into that first hairpin. As Harry Townsend, he's on the defensive there, trying to prevent Josh Bethune from going around the outside. It's going to be a hard thing to do there at the hairpin. He's going to have to leave him a bit of room, but he's managed to come off the corner a bit better. So he holds on to that 3rd place. Blinko's under a lot of pressure from Justin Allen there. As we look further down the field, Cooper Barnes in 5th. Hayden Lyons there in 6th. Chris White Jr. there in 7th. Jet Murray in 8th. Lachlan Evanett, the young bloke from North Queensland in Australia, in 9th. And Emerson Vincent rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, I spoke to him this morning and really enjoying racing here in New Zealand. Almost prefers it to racing in Australia because he's done both. He's from Australia. I spoke to his dad as well. And they're really enjoying being part of the series. Townsend then crosses the line again as they all rise up the hill. It's Blinko, Allen, Townsend, Bethune. Keep an eye on Bethune. He had some problems in the first round with creeping at the start, and then he got a ping for not the right gear. So it was a tough start for Bethune, but he needs to bounce back this weekend, and he will.
And it really is unbelievable, isn't it, Jonathan? You look, 11th place, we've got the pole sitter from this morning. In 12th, we've got the championship leader. 13th, we've got the reigning New Zealand Formula 4 champion. And 14th, we've got the pole sitter and race 1 winner from the first round. It's unbelievable.
Bizarre. Yeah, it's not what we expect. That's why I said we were a bit nonplussed. Townsend under massive pressure in 3rd place, side by side with Bethune. Bethune gets through. Nicely done. Up to 3rd place.
Good move there from Bethune, and he's managed to clear Townsend. So Townsend just doesn't quite seem to have the pace early on there. It was 3 Mackenzie Motorsport cars in the top 4 to begin the race, and Blinko's still leading it for them, but we've seen obviously Arthur Braun had a few issues there at the start. But Justin Allen's still putting Zach Blinko under an immense amount of pressure, so he's going to be, I'm sure, aiming to try and look after the tyre and have an attack later in this race. As we see there, a big gaggle of cars. Chris White Jr. has done a great job to get himself up towards the back end of that top 5 as we go back to the leaders there at their hairpin.
Yeah, and at that tight hairpin, a lovely shot there with the crowd in the foreground watching on. A great place to sit and watch here at Hampton Downs. But now the field's starting to spread out, and I'm watching the times from the likes of Hugo Allen, who are faster than the men in front, and that is going to be interesting as this race pans out. 8 laps is all we've got. It's a real sprint, and as they go through the long right-hander that must go on forever, Ronan, but it's so important to get the drive out of there, isn't it?
Absolutely, Jonathan. It's certainly a key corner at this racetrack. And, one thing as well that we haven't really talked about, it's not really a thought at the start of the race, but is the critical thing of being in the top 10 for this race, because we've got a reverse top 10 grid tomorrow in the morning. So there's probably 3 or 4 cars there, and we were talking about how accredited some of these guys are at the back end of that top 10 and just outside the 10 that will be fighting tooth and nail to try and get into the top 10 for that reverse grid race tomorrow.
Justin Allen using the slipstream nicely there, but as you see, he pops out there. And I've noticed that's part of the tactics that some of them use in 86, which is you want the draft, but you don't want to stay in the draft the whole time. When you're sucked behind another car like that, your car's going to heat up quick.
Yeah, absolutely. It's certainly part of it, trying to stay in that cool air. As we see there, actually, Hugo Allen, championship leader, he's done a move and managed to pass our pole sitter Arthur Braun. So he's moved up into 11th, and I'm sure at this stage, with not too many laps to go, his goal is certainly going to be to try and grab that 10th position, because that'll whoever finishes 10th in this race will be off the pole in the morning. So he's going to be working pretty hard on the back of Cooper Barnes to try and get that done if he possibly can. But if we go back towards the front there, Zach Blinko's just doing such a great job managing that pressure. He's under immense pressure from Justin Allen, and Justin Allen's, he's been around this championship a long time. He knows what it takes to be fast in these cars. As we see there, the team from Mackenzie Motorsport looking on. Josh Bethune's actually closing up on them as well.
Yep.
So that's quite interesting to see.
Let's head down to Rusty.
Jonathan, just had a word to Johnny McIntyre. You boys know he was in the corner of Tom Bewley, the champion last year. Did such a good job in that engineering and coaching role. Now, he says there's been no real radio communique with Arthur Braun. He's looking after Arthur's racing activities, so Arthur's just head down and on with it. But as we understand, Motorsport New Zealand Race Control is investigating whatever happened in the early part of this race.
Interesting stuff. Greg Russ in the pit lane. Thank you. More to come, I'm sure, from that story. Into turn one they come again. Justin Allen, try as he might, is not able to get past Blinko, who's doing a great job. I think it's an underrated skill in motor racing, driving in your mirrors, and you know what I mean.
Absolutely, and Justin got off the first corner brilliant there, so there's really good drive in that car in the Syndicate Motorsport 86 as he's trying so hard to get past. And it was really interesting, Jonathan. I was talking to Kerry Holland, one of the team members, engineers down at Syndicate Motorsport yesterday, and they were struggling a little bit for pace during the practice sessions, but he sort of said to me, he said, we're not worried, we know we've got a fast race car, we've been working really hard on that, and it's just proving, the fruits of the labour is proving right now, because that car is certainly pumping out those fast lap times, and he is all over putting pressure on Zach Blinko for this race lead.
Mazda champion Chris White taking to Toyota nicely, up to 6. He's the man on the move at the moment, just behind Hayden Lyons. And of course, Townsend now dropping to 4th as we continue to watch this battle at the front, which is now joined by Josh Bethune. As these two battle at the front, it's always a risk. The more you battle, the slower you go, and Bethune's going to take advantage of that, and here he goes.
And we know what it's like, don't we, Jonathan? When you're trying to attack someone, you're trying to get past, and what like you just said, you end up slowing yourself up. And so now Josh Bethune's played himself into this battle here. He's putting in a huge amount of pressure on Justin Allen, which is going to force Justin to try and do what he can over the next couple of laps to get past Zach.
Intriguing race this. 5 of the 8 gone, and it's nail-biting stuff. They are equally yoked. All the cars are identical. There are a few changes you can make, PSIs, and obviously, an adjustment here or there. But really, it's all about the racecraft of these youngsters and these masters, and that's what I like about the balance of 86. It's been that way since it started over a decade ago, and we've had some great champions come out of it and gone on to bigger and better. Look at Callum Hedge in Indy Next these days. Look at what has gone to Australia. Look at what Ryan Wood is now doing. So many, and Ryan's here, and they all give back. I mentioned Callum and Ryan. They're all helping these youngsters get through, and you do a little bit of that yourself.
Oh, and it's looking like we're looking... Oh, it was close there, Justin.
He's tried the outside twice, now he's trying the inside.
And he's made Blinko go wide, actually, so that's forced Zach Blinko into a mistake. As we come through turn 3 there, he managed to get back online, but Justin, he's a wily operator, and he's doing everything he can. He's giving him a little rub there. Rubbing's racing. Give him a little rub there, try and show him, let him know that he's there. He's in the mirrors, doing everything he can to try and force Zach Blinko into a mistake. This is great racing from the GR86s.
Yeah, Justin Allen changing teams this year, same sponsorship, so it doesn't look from the outside like it's any different, but he seems to have a new lease on life, and that's why he's at the sharp end. As we stand, Hugo Allen, at the moment, the driver standings would stay out top, but Baccaris would be 2nd, and Justin Allen would go up to 3rd place from 4th. So this is an important race for Justin Allen. Look at this. They are side by side. Take a picture of that.
Oh, look at that. It's side by side coming out of the hairpin there. Justin Allen's managed to stay on the outside there. He's done a great job, but he's lost ground.
Here
and
goes
he's
Bethune.
Under huge pressure from Josh Bethune. Exactly right there.
Can you do a slingshot around the outside of this right-hander?
Oh, it's very hard to do because obviously with the racing line, if you go a little bit offline, there's not as much grip. It's hard to put the power down. They've gone back into single file there as we saw. But what we can see is at the international part of the circuit, or the longer part of the circuit that deviates away from the national circuit, there's just so much opportunity, and the car's moving around so much. We see there Justin's going defensive.
Well, Bethune has caught up, and Harry Townsend's also caught up. Chris White now up to 5th place. Emerson Vincent 5th. Here comes on Justin Allen again, and wide goes Blinko. He's finally forced him wide, and Bethune's going to try to go through him. Well, both of them have got through.
Beautiful pass from Justin Allen. What a move. And Zach Blinko's got an issue.
Townsend.
He's got an issue.
He has. He's going backwards.
Oh, no, that's so disappointing. He's got some sort of issue. He's either missed a gear potentially. He's lost all speed and power out of that car. Hayden Lyons has been turned around. Jet Murray's involved. There's a few cars in that. And look at that, the championship leader, Hugo Allen, just made his way straight through that.
Oh, that is a lucky boy. But yes, we knew this was going to go off and it was going to get a little bit dicey. And finally, lap 7, when it starts to get important, everybody's starting to push on and make mistakes.
And there were a few cars involved in that. It looked like it was caused by Zach Blinko and Hayden Lyons. And unfortunately, Emerson Vincent looked like he got involved just completely innocently, but he was there as it happened. So was Jet Murray. Really unfortunate for those young guys, but they don't seem to have lost too much ground. They've gotten going again. Probably the biggest, as we sort of saw, the biggest beneficiary looked like Hugo Allen and maybe a couple of others.
You can understand why. Blinko going backwards, you wouldn't expect it, and suddenly you're on top of him before you know where you are, and that's what caused, I think, that incident.
And he's managed to stay there in 5th place, so maybe he just did miss a gear, maybe being under pressure from those guys that were attacking him. You know, he lasted a long time with Justin Allen and Josh Bethune right up behind him. Those guys, they're hard racers, and they were putting a serious amount of pressure on him. And look at Chris White Jr. He's done a brilliant job getting there up into 4th place. Harry Townsend, he stayed out of trouble, and he's just sitting nicely there in 3rd place. So brilliant drive from him to currently be on the podium. But we've still got 2 laps to go, Jonathan. If we know anything about this championship, the excitement never stops.
Yeah, Emerson Vincent, who won race 2 at Topor, would move up to 5th place if he stays where he is. But he's just got overtaken by Hayden Lyons, who's up to 7th. Braun now up to 6th. Well, he's come out very well indeed from all those incidents, and he's now back up to 6th. Somebody smoking at the back there. I think that's probably rubbing from bodywork.
Yeah, it's something like that. But again, Arthur Braun, the pole sitter, and Hugo Allen, the championship leader, they benefited the most out of that. So they were, and they're going side by side now. Hugo's now back up the inside for turn 3 on Arthur Braun.
He's making the most of this, isn't he? He started, what, 14th?
He started 14th, and now he's in 6th. So again, that's the kind of drive you expect from someone who's fighting for a championship. It's early on in the season, but staying out of trouble and just trying to make up places where you can is critical.
Well, this would put Hugo Allen's lead getting very slim indeed, but he'll stay there. Justin Allen, though, no relation, would win this race and move nicely into contention. He was already in contention, but this will help him dramatically with a race win, and it helps with confidence too. Bethune 2nd, Townsend 3rd. This is the final lap. Chris White's done a stunning job of getting up to 4th. Blinko's recovered well to 5th, and Braun, the pole man, is 6th. Hugo Allen 7th. So they've all come right, the guys we were expecting to. Perhaps not Blake Knowles. John Penny has gone forward, but not enough.
Yeah, and this argument between Hugo Allen and Arthur Braun certainly not over. They were going side by side there again, and as we can see though, round the final corner, as we said before, these guys, they were working on trying to get a fast race car together, and they've done exactly that. Justin Allen, as he comes up the start-finish line,
Bit of Napa know-how for the 99 as Justin Allen wins here at Hampton Downs. Takes the checkered flag here for race 1. Reverse top 10 for race 2. And as you can see, the team of Syndicate very happy with that. Bethune takes 2nd place. Harry Townsend is 3rd. A good result for him. Chris White did an excellent job to take 4th. Zach Blinko recovered to 5th. And Hugo Allen takes 6th place. And he is going to be breathing deeply after what could have been a nightmare. Damage to several cars. Bashing and bumping all the way through race 1. 8 laps of pure adrenaline, just what we wanted. Ronan, your thoughts?
Yeah, that was we see a couple of cars there in the background pulling off the track, Jonathan. So clearly there were guys that were wounded just trying to hold on to get to the finish. So
Mark Mallard.
Congratulating the team, Kerry Holland and the rest of the guys there at Syndicate Motorsport.
Now,
clearly
why
had that car
has
dialed.
Hayden Lyons?
Yeah, he was one of the ones that was involved in that melee.
See, look.
Yeah.
A little bit of damage to the front
with,
right.
Zach Blinko, I believe, the race, who was leading the race for most of it. So, yeah, that was pretty chaotic, Jonathan.
Well, I said we were right to be excited. As commentators sometimes get too excited before a race, but I don't think we were overexcited because that gave us everything. Justin Allen with the win then. Josh Bethune 2nd. Harry Townsend 3rd. Chris White 4th. Zach Blinko in 5th. Hugo Allen 6th. Braun, the pole man, 7th. Then Hill 8th. Vincent in 9th, and Everett of Australia in 10th. Further down, lines Thomas Mallard, Caleb Byers, Hunter Knowles, Mason Potter, then All West. She went well forward. She's been the most points gained or places gained over the season so far. And the youngster, AJ Giddy, in 23rd. Cormac Murphy struggling a little bit compared to Topor, and he finishes just behind. Here's a look at the start. Now, let's see what we can see here. Justin Allen got a flyer, didn't he?
Oh, he was just on it from the moment the lights went out.
Bit of touch there.
Yep. Blinko got a good start as well, and so did Harry Townsend. And then Blinko with that move around the outside, last of the late breakers.
Yeah, nicely done. But there was action all the way through, some going wide. Yep. And that was Braun, and having to avoiding action. He did a good job, actually, to regain his composure. Just kept going through the gravel trap and then onto the grass, and then just rejoined in about 10th place at the right-hander.
As we see here, the battle for the lead. This was what our eyes were on the whole time, Jonathan. These two were just going hammer and tong.
And I thought Bethune might take advantage of both of them.
Absolutely, and Josh Bethune was right there waiting to capitalise. We see there that beautiful pass. He came from a long way back.
Now, watch this. What happens here? Does he miss a gear? Does he lose his composure? And he loses 3 places, that's for sure.
I think it was just got a bit flustered. Unfortunately there, yep, Emerson Vincent, Jet Murray, Cooper Barnes, a bunch of them involved. But we saw there, Arthur Braun and Hugo Allen just weaseled through the middle of it all and managed to come out with a bunch of spots.
But Justin Allen, no doubt about it. Excellent victory by him. He fought for that, didn't he?
Absolutely. It was pretty entertaining race to say the very least, but obviously the top 3, Justin Allen, he's no stranger to victory lane in this championship. He's won races in the past and previous seasons, so I'm sure he'll be pretty stoked to take that one away. Also, massive shout out to Harry Townsend, first podium in the championship.
Yeah.
He's been doing it a couple of seasons now.
This is his 4th season, yeah.
Yep, his dad Rob's so passionate about it. He will be absolutely over the moon. He drove beautifully and stayed out of trouble.
Well, Justin Allen fans are going to be happy, and so too the Napa fans, because I saw a T-shirt out there. He moves to 3rd in the championship, and he's going to talk to Stephen McGovern.
Thank you, JG. A big win too for Syndicate Motorsport, their first ever win. And well, Justin, you might say, is probably, I don't think you'd like to call him a veteran, but let's just say he's one of the more experienced drivers. He's going to soak that one up. Yeah, suck up some water, pal. Some good old HTL. You deserve that one. Took a while, but yeah, okay. Hydrate, mate. Hydrate.
Yeah.
How good's that? How good is that?
Oh, it's about time. Got to say, huge thanks to the new team, Syndicate Motorsport, Glenn, Kerry, everyone there. Mum, Dad, Paris, the kids at home. Obviously, long-time supporter Napa. Thank you for coming on board again this year, and I didn't think I'd be here again, but new car, and I've finally, well, at least today, got it under control, so bring on tomorrow.
Well, we'd heard in the commentary that, you know, that you knew you had a fast car. It was about time. Were you getting frustrated trying to get past Blinko?
Oh, a little bit. He was doing a good job. He was, I don't know, maybe spotting a little bit of steering damage or something. I don't know. But no, absolutely wrapped. It was a tough year last year personally, so yeah, this goes to everybody that knows about that.
Well done. We'll see you on the podium.
Thank you.
And in P2, Josh Bethune. Now, remember Josh Bethune, I don't want to remind him, but he had a win taken away from him for a clothing issue. He got the right socks on today.
I mean,
there we go. Congratulations. Great drive, by the way. You must be confident.
Yeah, the car pace is fast. The boys at Right Karts by M2 have got a good car. It makes my job really easy, but yeah, it's just unfortunate we didn't quite get Justin there around the outside, but we'll try again in the next one.
How tight is this championship? And we're only into round 2 of it.
Yeah, it's really tight. It's a credit to Toyota. They've made a good car. It's an even car, and yeah, it really just comes down to the driver and a bit of the setup.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
There's always a good story, and the good story here, first ever podium in the Bridgestone GR86 Championship, and Harry Townsend in the Bayswater 86. Come on, tell us what's going on right now.
Oh, I'm absolutely stoked. I've literally lost for words. That's probably one of the hardest races I've ever done. Most emotional and physically most hardest race I've ever done.
You got the position back, you lost it, and you got it back. I mean, when you crossed the line, oh, hello, I'm on the podium. Emotionally, how emotional?
Oh, so emotional. I was screaming over the radio. Yeah, I just can't believe it. I'm seriously lost for words.
Congratulations, bud. P3, get ready for the podium.
Cheers, thank you.
So, folks, it's time for the podium of Race 1, Round 2 in the Bridgestone GR86 Championship here at Hampton Downs Motorsport Park in the Waikato. The trophies will be presented today by John Tamlin, the Bridgestone Director of Business. And in third position, Harry Townsend. In second position, Josh Bethune. And in first place, and a first win for Syndicate Motorsport ever, Justin Allen. And that is your official podium for Race 1, Round 2 of the Bridgestone GR86 Championship, folks.
Great stuff. And yes, in terms of the championship, we've got 2 more races to come from Hampton Downs, but Hugo Allen now moves to 254. Hayden Backer is still second, and Justin Allen now moves with that win up to 3rd place. Emerson Vincent is 4th on 167, just 1 point ahead of the man on the podium, Josh Bethune. But what an emotional time for Townsend. Let's enjoy and savour that moment for him, his first podium. We'll take a short break from Hampton Downs. We'll be right back.